We proudly stand with our president to bring his message to the Black American community and expose the lies pushed by the Democrat Party and the fake news media. These cities are anything but safe. Chicago has claimed the title for years, and now we're drowning in the consequences. Lifelong residents are pushed aside, schools are overcrowded, crime is out of control, and affordable housing is vanishing. This crisis exploded under Biden and were worsened by the reckless, agenda-driven leadership of Lori Lightfoot and Brandon Johnson. They didn't just ignore the collapse, they fueled it. The Democratic Party is so far from reality. They go in their gated communities. I don't see them in their house and their communities. They don't have them around their children or their husbands, but yet and still they're advocating for us to allow this in our communities around our kids and our families.
Thank you.
Okay, that was Chicago resident and frequent guest Danielle Carter Walters, bravely and courageously testifying that Democrats in the sanctuary city of Chicago they are destroying Chicago and its neighborhoods. Let's welcome to the show the sheriff of Amador County, California. He's Sheriff Gary Redman. Sheriff, thank you for your service to the state of California, your county, and to America. Sheriff, it's great to have you on. What do you make of what you just heard, given that you are vowing to defy your state of California's sanctuary laws? Can you talk about all of that?
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? It's exactly what she was saying. It makes zero sense. It's not making us safer. People are here illegally committing crimes, murder, rape, child molestation, etc. How is that possibly making anybody safer when they shouldn't be in this country? There is a pathway to legal citizenship. Follow that pathway. That's all I'm talking about, is the fact that I want you to follow that pathway. If you get on our radar, then I'm not going to allow you to go back into society and reoffend, re-victimize, which is what California constantly does to our victims here in California, is they allow that re-victimization all over again.
Yeah, because it's about respecting America. Respecting the American dream means respecting the rule of law. So, coming here illegally, that means you can't find their records and vet who they are at the border. It's so tough to vet anyway. Is Governor Gavin Newsom going to come after you?
Well, I've already received a letter from the Attorney General. I was expecting that. He's put me on notice. I must follow state law, and he's watching me. The fact is, there's a very small sliver of SB 54 that I am not going to follow if it means putting somebody back into my community that has committed a heinous crime. I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not going to allow a Lincoln Riley and many others that have occurred on my watch. It's not
Are you willing to go to jail over this?
If I have to. I've already said I'm going to accept the consequences. Nobody can really tell me what those consequences are, though.
All right, let me come back. We got to go through this data because this is important. Let's come back up. I want to talk to the sheriff about the data. There's this new report that says that, by the way, President Trump said he's going to finalize a plan to cut off all federal funding for sanctuary cities and states, saying they protect criminals, not victims. He calls them death traps. You got a new study. Sanctuary cities shield 25,000 criminal legal aliens. More than half of them, 52%, are in California. That's more than 13,000 criminal illegal aliens inside of California. What do you say to that? Final word.
Well, for the last 10 years, we've dealt with almost 200 nationals from China, Cambodia, Laos, also Mexico, that have come in. They're cartels that have come in my county and just decimated our environment, growing illegal marijuana. So yeah, it does have a huge impact.
Sheriff,
and we weren't allowed to even ask.
Sheriff Redman, we'll stay on the story, okay? We'll be following this. Thanks for joining us tonight.